Guys, what's going on? It's Joe from GadgetryTech.com, and today we're going to talk about the HyperX CloudX Flight wireless gaming headset. This has been for Xbox console, obviously the Xbox One, One S, One X, Series S, and Series X. It does come with a USB transmitter. This same transmitter does work on Windows, so if you are looking for a wireless headset that works on console and PC, or at least Xbox and PC, full wireless on both, this will do that. Now this has an MSRP of $160. It's on sale for $125 as of December 2020. However, this review will be based off the MSRP because that's how that's the only way to keep it fair against other headsets that are reviewed in the same manner. So to be upfront, this was not sent to me for review. I purchased these because I'm trying to cover all the big players for gaming headsets. I have a good, better, best holiday video coming out, which I know is cutting it close, but there's a lot of headphones to cover and actually use so I can speak to them accurately. But a lot of my channel growth lately has been because of our headset coverage, so I thank you so much for the support. If you're here from previous videos and you've subscribed, I really appreciate it. It's helped me. I haven't heard back from HyperX. I've reached out, and because I haven't heard back, I ended up just buying the CloudX Flight, because you can't say that SteelSeries or Turtle Beach 700s are the best $150 headset because I didn't hear these yet, right? So the goal is to just to listen to everything and use them all for a while so I can give you guys and girls honest feedback. This is an interesting headset. So this came out in January of 2020. So it did come out this year, a bit earlier than some of the other models I've covered recently. But it's a really good headset. And if you look at reviews online, people love this thing. Now, as far as sound quality goes, this is a noticeable improvement over the SteelSeries Arctis One wireless, which I know is a $100 headset, but there's a massive difference when you spend the extra $30 to $60 to get into a headphone like this. Same with the Stealth 700. Stealth 700 Gen 2s are a little bit brighter and sharper, so if you want even more clear highs, it's not always a good thing. Luckily, you can turn it down because it can cause ear fatigue. If the sound is too sharp, it can hurt your ears after a while. The HyperX is a great sound profile. It's very flat. There's a decent amount of bass to it, but it's not muddy or overpowering like some headsets do. And the highs are very smooth, but there's still a lot of detail in the highs. So this has kind of been the best compromise I've actually found from $100 to $200. Turtle Beaches have more bass and more treble. You can boost it and lower it on the Turtle Beaches so you can at least dial it in. But out of the box, this is a really nice, smooth, good sounding headset. Now, if I power these guys on, you're going to see that these also have LED. And if you heard that pop, let's see if I can get it to do it again. These every now and then have like a weird creak or crack to them. It's very, very minimal, but it does happen. That's just part of the plastic construction. You do have the exposed green wire here and then the green LED on the ear cups on both sides. It's not RGB, lights up in green because, you know, Xbox, that's the theme for them. But anyway, that's how that looks. Now, there's interesting controls on this. So to get into that, if I tap the mic mute button, I have a red LED. And let's see if I can get that. Look at that. The red LED, come on, focus on there. There we go. So you get the red LED when you're muted, and I can tap that button and unmute it, and you will hear a little beep. And then you can see the controls are on this side as well. Now, the controls are interesting, and I've seen people mention the same thing. I have the volume rocker on the right, which is really easy. So if I'm wearing this, I can slide that up and down. And when I'm at max, it actually does a couple quick beeps and lets me know, hey, you're cranked. Don't bother turning it up any louder. Same thing with this. If I mute it, I'll hear the beep. Now, the hidden feature, if you read the directions, I'm sure it'll call it out. But if you like mic monitoring, or side tone, which means you want to hear yourself in your speakers, you press and hold the mic mute button, and that will turn, I didn't actually hear a beep on that, but it will turn the side tone on and off. Maybe it has to be enabled to do it. So when you turn off side tone, you get a very flat or low noise floor. There's no hiss or static or anything. These headphones are very, very quiet. However, with the side tone enabled right now, I can hear myself speak, and the side tone volume is actually pretty loud. Because of that, if you're not speaking or the game is quiet, you actually hear a hiss the entire time in the background. There's no middle area, if you will, because it's not customizable. However, side tone is there, side tone works, and you can turn it on and off. The volume chat mix is an interesting design. So I like the placement of this. I loved So the Astro A50s I like because of the ergonomics as far as how you adjust the sound, you know, volume rocker and then tap the front for game and back for chat. These are different because they're less tactile. For some reason, the front one clicks and the back one is squishy. So I don't know if that's intentional. If it is, they didn't communicate that well, but I've tried a couple of these and they're both like that. And I've read comments online of people having the same thing. So you have the ability to change it from more game volume and less chat, or vice versa, just by doing these toggles. When you're in the middle point, there's a beep, and when you're full crossed volume faded towards either source, you'll hear a beep there as well. So if you want all chat, no game, you'll hear a beep. And conversely, if you go all game, no chat, you'll hear a beep too. So control layout and design is excellent. I really do like it. And you also get a detachable mic. So if you don't need the microphone, it's cool that it's removable and replaceable. And because these rotate 90 degrees, they lay flat on your chest. The Astro A20s, for example, they don't do that. The Turtle Beach Stealth 700s do. These honestly compare really well to the Stealth. They just have kind of a different philosophy on what makes a good gaming headset. So ear cups, these are memory foam. They are actually pretty comfortable considering how thin they are. The clamp force, it's not really tight. It doesn't get super narrow, but it's not, you can feel a lot of resistance as it gets larger. So if you have a big head, you may actually feel a bit more tension than you'd expect. And if you have a little head, honestly, the tension is pretty light. It doesn't really push too hard. Now, because this is a full leatherette, this is not a hybrid mesh ear cup design. These can get warm after a little bit of use. So, you know, if you live south and down south and it's very humid out or your room's hot, these will feel a little bit toasty because of the leatherette material. Headband is leatherette as well, but the padding is, you know, more than adequate. I didn't have any problems or discomfort with the padding. So I mentioned the sound quality. I think the sound quality is excellent. The only unfortunate thing, so this is, let's give you the philosophy of what I think the HyperX is. The HyperX is the headset that gives you everything you need from a headset, but maybe not every feature you want. So if you just need a headset and you want good game sound, you want a good mic, you want a stable wireless connection, that's the biggest selling point with these. It's been rock solid as far as performance goes on Xbox, more stable than any headset I've reviewed, zero wireless dropouts ever since I got it, no firmware updates needed, it just worked. My friends never complained about the mic cutting out. So performance-wise, it's phenomenal. You cannot customize anything on it aside from that side tone button I was telling you about. So there's no EQ settings built in, no way to customize the one EQ profile that's on it. The mic gain, noise gate, side tone volume, you can't change any of it. So know that going in. And interesting enough, even though it's a US or 2020 headset, it doesn't have USB-C, it's micro USB, which is a bit older. This one is a decent USB port. It sticks out far enough to the edge where you can make a really good connection. They did give you a USB cable in the box, however it's short, so there's no charging and playing at the same time unless you buy a very long cord. So that covers that. Now I'm going to do a mic test. I'm going to connect it to the PC. We'll talk through this for a moment. And I want to show you the Stealth 700 Gen 2s as a comparison because those set the benchmark at a $150 price point. So these are very similar in price. Retail-wise, the Stealths are actually cheaper. So I'm going to hold this power button down and turn it on. We'll plug in the transmitter. Okay, so now I'm talking to you on the HyperX CloudX Flight microphone. This is not the clearest microphone, however, I have heard worse. This is kind of like the middle of the road. It's comparable to the Astro A20s if I'd have to directly compare it to something. It's good. It's clear enough where people will hear you speak without any issues. You know, they'll actually know what you're saying, so that's great. But this microphone, because it's designed, it's intended to not pick up as much background noise. So if you're in a noisier area, usually that comes at a sacrifice of mic quality. You have to balance how much background noise you want rejected versus the microphone quality. And a mic that sounds incredible typically picks up a lot more background noise. So I'm not saying that this is the perfect microphone. It depends on your environment. I think it's more than adequate, and it does do a really good job at rejecting background noise. Again, like I said, it's not causing any audio dropout issues either. It's been very, very stable. Okay, so now I'm talking to you on the Stealth 700 Gen 2 microphone, and this, as you can tell, is a bit more open and clear. The microphone quality is absolutely phenomenal on this. It's blown away my expectations in this price point. If you leave it, I have some noise rejection on right now to eliminate background noise. If that's off, it's even more open, but you will pick up more noise. So I wanted to keep it comparable to what the HyperX noise rejection is for background noise. Either way, this is the Stealth 700 mic. That's how it sounds like, and at least you know as a comparison in that price range what to expect. All right, so that wraps up the mic test. As you can tell, the Turtle Beach microphone sounds a bit more clear. There's a lot more detail there, and I actually think as far as features and comfort goes, the Stealth 700 beats the HyperX CloudX Flight in a lot of ways. It has the hybrid ear cups, which are extremely comfortable, metal construction, USB-C, Bluetooth. You still get the party chat to game mix, volume, you can reassign the buttons. It's just a really solid headset as far as features and sound quality goes. Bass is a little bit stronger on the Turtle Beach, and the trebles are a little sharper, which again can be good or bad depending on your preference. You can turn it down, but they can get very, very sharp and almost too harsh if you crank the treble too much. The reason why you would get these, so if you're torn between the two and you want suggestions on what is better, if I had a family member who I didn't want them to deal with downloading an app on their phone, customizing it, doing firmware updates, making sure it was going to pair correctly, any of that nonsense, this is the headset I would recommend because you get a really good experience. It supports Dolby Atmos and Windows Sonic and all that stuff because that's done on the console side. But everything just works. You plug it in, there's no firmware update. You're going to get a great listening experience. The people that hear you, they'll have a more than acceptable microphone and chat experience. So there's just no problems with it. The only downside is you can't customize anything. And I think it could feel and look a little bit more premium at this price point. So I'm going to be reviewing, it compared to the Stealth series, or sorry, the Steel series I'm reviewing right now, the Arctis. These sound better than those. I'm getting the Corsair HS75XB, which is also $150. So this is really going to be the battle of that price point. This is a great second option to Turtle Beach. If you don't want to deal with possibly configuring things or messing around or dealing with occasional performance issues, this just works. And I'm honestly really happy with it. I've kind of had like a world-class experience as long as you're happy with the sound profile. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I'm pretty well engaged on comments, although the channel's getting bigger, so if I miss you, I'll get back to you. Someone else answer the question if I'm not there in time, but I'm trying to keep up with you guys while I'm also testing all this out. So anyway, guys, I'm going to put a link in the description below. It'll be the Amazon affiliate page, which supports the channel to help me buy more headsets. If you don't want to purchase through there, that's cool. Just find it wherever you can get a good deal. And don't forget to follow our Instagram and Twitter because we're trying to grow that now too. Thank you so much for the support, the growth lately, and positive comments and feedback has been awesome. So thank you guys and girls so much. With that being said, I'll see you next time.